wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another edition of Geek Demon Online. I am your host, the Geek Demon, and joining me as, I can't say always, but joining me today, as per usual, I guess, or as she decides, or whenever I decide to have her on, is the lovely Lady D.
Hello. Sorry, that was delayed. You was worried I would be distracted by something else, but no, this time it was a dog.
Oh, D, you crack me up. I was like, the lovely Lady D. And you're just, bird chirp, bird chirp, cricket, cricket, cricket. Hello.
I've got two dogs here with me.
Yes, she is being right now licked to death by dogs.
Oh my goodness.
But, whoa, we got something to talk about today, Lady D. We're addicted.
Very.
We have found the new crack. The new street drug that is sweeping the nation, and the new street drug that has us almost going through our veins.
Yeah, I dream about it.
This drug is messing with our heads. It is messing with our heads. So I guess in reality that's what drugs do, right? They mess with your head.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this drug is messing with our head. It goes by the street name of Baldur's Gate Iii.
Yes.
And no, guys, yes, I'm sure by now you know we're not doing drugs. We're not druggies. We're not sitting here getting high. But we are addicted to Baldur's Gate 3.
I've been playing this game constantly.
You've been playing on the computer.
Yes.
I've been playing it on Xbox. I've been playing it on Xbox since it launched on Xbox months ago. We, I think, combined have over hundreds of hours of gameplay in.
Yes. And I think that at this point, I think I might be having an emotional affair with Gale, Karlach, and Astarion.
Whoa!
All of them.
You hoe! You're a hoe! Lady D's a hoe! She's over there with 3 of them!
Oh, no, yeah.
But guys, this game is so freaking amazing. So amazing. We kid about it being a drug, but we are addicted to it. And the sad thing is, neither one of us have beaten... neither one of us have played through the game yet.
No.
Because I know me, I'm taking my sweet old time in this gameplay. I started over a couple times because I wanted to get, like, the right feel, the right character to go through.
Yeah.
And currently, my character, Talus, who is half drow, half human, I think, or what else? I forget. Like, he's a half elf. I know, he's half drow.
Yeah.
Right now, he's my main character, and I've got him going, but it took a couple tries to get that right character. You, I love you dearly, but you're on character build number what now?
I don't even know. See, where I struggle so much is I've got so much love for Astarion, Karlach, Gale, and even Will. I've got 4 people, and I'm like, do I want to romance this one? Yes, but... And then I'm like, I need somebody to romance this other one. And then I'm like, yes, but...
Now, guys, for those who don't know, Baldur's Gate 3 is from Larian Games. Am I saying it? It's Larian. Larian Games?
I say Larian,
yeah.
But I've heard people say Larian.
And it is basically Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition.
Yeah.
Done as a game, including the fact that it has dice roll mechanics. Love it. It is literally Dungeons & Dragons for an introvert. Basically, that's what it is.
And it's perfect for people like me who are not very hand-eye coordinated.
Right? Like, if you don't like crowds and you're not into the mathematics, Baldur's Gate 3 is the game to play. It is your step into Dungeons and Dragons. Because like you, and I'm not picking on you, Lady D, at all, but we've had this discussion before. You can't get into Dungeons and Dragons because you can't put your mind into that imagination.
Yes.
Like you can imagine a character. You can't imagine the world and the other characters that other people are playing. You can't put it all together.
Well, not only that, I can't focus very well.
Yeah, your ADHD kicks in.
Yeah, it's very hard for me to focus in those kinds of situations. Like, I was bad in school because listening and focusing to just words is not good for me. It has to be verb. Like, I can't remember anything unless I'm speaking it out loud, and I need to see something to really remember.
And again, that's where Baldur's Gate comes in. That's where it's a benefit. Yep. It's Dungeons and Dragons for if you're an introvert or you have like agoraphobia, Dungeons and Dragons for you. If you can't wrap your mind around the visualizations, or you don't have the monster manual right in front of you to look up every single bad guy that the dungeon master decides to throw at you.
Yeah.
There they are. You see what they look like.
But I will warn people that it is very possible that they may in real life fall in love with one of the characters.
Now, let's get into the characters. You have like these, you have this, it's not even a love triangle, it's like a love polyhedron. like it's like everywhere.
I have on one occasion during, it doesn't give anything away, I'll just say party.
Okay.
Them ask what I want to do, and I've had 4 options.
Yeah, you're a hoe. Your character's a hoe.
I had my girl going around flirting with everybody, and I'm not even ashamed to admit it.
I think if you were able to flirt with goblins, you would have flirted with goblins.
No.
Okay,
although,
there's a limit.
As far as goblins go, there is one in the game that's not attractive, but not ugly.
Yeah, you hear it, guys. You heard it. But anyway, let's get into the characters, shall we?
Okay.
So we'll start off with the first one you meet, and that's Lizelle.
Yes.
Lizelle is a Githyanki.
Yep.
She was the first one I had a crush on. My character have a crush on.
You and everybody else, but who am I to talk? Because mine was me and everybody else.
Exactly. You had a crush on everybody. I was trying to limit it. But there's Lizelle, the Githyanki. The next one you meet is Shadowheart. She is, I think, a high elf?
Half
High elf?
Yes.
All right. But then she's a love interest, and that's my current love interest. That she's the one that I'm having my character Talus fall in love with.
Everybody's into her too.
Would you stop judging us? Anyway, you hoe. Anyway, then we go into the guys that you start off.
There's other girls.
Starting off, I'm trying to kind of go.
Okay, you're going in order.
Yeah, in order. The first one you run into, and this is the one you love, Astarion.
I love him.
Deidre would leave me in a heartbeat if they made a virtual reality Baldur's Gate III.
He is the one I had a dream about.
She's dreaming about him. That's sad, Dee. You're dreaming about
Astarion.
He's a half-elf vampire?
No, he is high elf.
Oh, a high-elf vampire.
Yeah.
And he talks with very proper English. But he's very funny, too. I will admit, he's
hilarious.
Very, very funny. But there's Astarion. Then you meet Gale. Which,
yes.
Is he the other one you have a crush on?
I like Gale and Will.
My problem with Gale, and I told you this earlier, he's like, after looking at it, he looks like somebody's father. Like, you're like falling in love with, you know that song, Jesse's mom has got it going on? Well, this is the opposite. Like, you're like, Jesse's dad has got it going on. Like, you're going for the dad look.
Screw you.
Yeah, well, you probably will because you're a hoe.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Look at the people in this video game.
They are
Tell
pretty...
me you wouldn't be hoeing around in this video
They
game.
are pretty characters. But after Gale, then you run into... Hold on. After Gale, Will.
Yeah.
If you follow it in order, you're running into Will first.
Yeah. See, here's where I'm torn, okay? Gale is a great guy, but it took me a while to be open to him because of all this. Like, it's so obvious he's hung up on somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Can't go into detail there.
In start, Will and Gale are both human.
Yes.
Yes. I say in start because there's story arcs, and I don't want to get into changes on characters and stuff, but right in the beginning, they're human.
I like Gale after my character, like, I didn't try this, but after my character grew closer to him and I started learning more about him, I started liking him. But realistically, I like Karlach because she's adorable. Her personality is adorable. Astarion is funny and interesting, and he's got a lot to him. I like him for that reason, but realistically, if I, in real life, was to date any one of these people, it would be Will.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes.
He's the charming good guy. He's
Yes.
he's the good guy that every mom was like, I want my daughter to be with a good guy. He's the good guy.
Yes.
Gale's not bad, but Gale, again, reminds me of, like, there's Will and then there's Will's dad, and he's like the dad person.
And for me, with Gale, it's just getting over that hump of him being hung up on somebody else.
True. But then after Will, ironically enough, comes Karlach.
I love her.
She is so... I don't want to ruin the surprise for people because there is story. There's so much story. It is a very story-driven game.
I think that's why I'm so hung up on so many of these characters.
Probably because you fall for their stories.
Yeah.
And
that's the reason why I don't like Lae'zel.
But I like her story.
Maybe her story, but she's kind of an asshole.
But that's Githyanki. Have you seen any of the other Githyankis? They're all assholes.
Yeah, and out of all of them, she is the most kind.
That's exactly why I like her.
I don't like her because she's an asshole. Realistically, if I was to go for somebody, as soon as she opens her mouth, she would be not even considered. Realistically, the very first sentence she could speak to me would be a huge turnoff, and I'd be like, ugh, I don't ever want to talk to this person again. And Shadowheart, I don't like, because let's be honest, they don't outright say it, but I don't think it's any secret that she's kind of racist.
You think? She totally hates Lae'zel.
Hates her.
Like, I mean, again, guys, you got to play the game to know what we're talking about. It is such a good game. But let's go back. You meet Karlach, and I don't want to ruin anything too much about how her story plays, but she's so sweet. She is so
sweet.
She's so genuine, and I feel so bad for her. Like out of all their stories, their beginning stories, hers is the one I'm like, oh.
I honestly think, as far as stories go, her and Astarion have the best stories.
At least the saddest, almost.
Maybe
everyone else's is like a redemption story.
Yeah.
Theirs is kind of a tragic.
Well, I guess Shadowheart's would be too.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you get into it, and like I said, I don't want to ruin the game. People need to play the game. And it's, like I said, so much story, so you got to play it. But starting off, no, I wouldn't put tragic at first. It's more of
not at first.
I must complete my quest.
Because you don't learn about her for a while.
Yeah. And once you learn her story, which I'm like 30, 40 hours in, and I'm still doing her story.
Yeah.
Once you get into it, you go, oh, well, I kind of feel bad for her. You know? Mm-hmm. There was a lot of trickery and my naiveness and blind, leading to blind type stuff going on. Like, it was very manipulative, and I don't know other words to throw in. And, like, I feel for her. And hope that as the game continues, because again, neither one of us have beaten a game.
Right.
I hope as my playthrough continues, I can make her life better.
I'm sure.
No, I'm sure, but it's the game. Something could happen and it can screw up.
Yeah, because it is one of those games where your decisions affect the outcome.
Yeah, not completely butterfly effect.
Not completely, but
you
affect your
can
relationships.
screw the fuck up.
Yeah.
Again, dice rolling system. There's been times that I've wanted to succeed and rolled a critical 1. If you play D&D, you know a critical 1 is not just failure, not failure, what the hell's failure? It's not just failure, but it's fall on your face failure.
Yeah.
And there's been many times where I've rolled a 1 when I needed to succeed. There were times that I was like, oh, I'm never going to make it. Like, I need to roll an 18 or higher. Natural 20. And I'm like,
well, what I'm talking about is more along the lines of, there was one time I was going to romance Lazelle because I was like, well, I haven't done this yet.
Of course. Typical hoe. I haven't done this yet.
But
I haven't done a Gift Yankee yet.
Where like other times, like I've kissed Will and then gone to bed with Astarion or something like that.
I kissed Astarion, I liked it.
No, I kissed Will and then went to bed with Astarion.
Oh. You hoe.
Yeah. But if you sleep with Astarion, you can still have these romantic moments with Will.
Because he's polyamorous.
No, Will isn't.
No, Astarion is.
Astarion is, but Will is not.
No, Will don't share. Will don't share.
But like with Will and Gale, they'll still approach you.
Mm-hmm.
Lazelle, on the other hand.
Oh, Lazelle don't share. She don't play. You are hers and hers alone.
I forget her exact words, but she said something along the lines of that I was poked and prodded like a baby pig, and she prefers her meat fresher. Something along those lines.
Lazelle with the burn. Lazelle with the burn. She's calling it as she sees it. She's like, you a hoe. I don't want you, hoe. You get out of here.
But any others would still go for you.
Yes. Another person that you run into, Halcyon.
Yes.
Which is the largest freaking elf I have ever seen.
Right.
Ever. Like, this is an elf. If there was an elf version of Incredible Hulk, Halcyon would have been the Incredible Hulk.
I've only ever seen slender elves before him.
Slender, shorter.
Yeah.
Like elves have like that medium height. Like, they're not really tall, but they're kind of average. But this guy stands like 7 foot, and he's every bit of like 400-pound muscle.
Yes.
Like, you look at him, and you're like, holy shit, that's an elf? The only thing that gives it away is the ears and the fact that he can't grow a beard.
Right. That man would snap somebody like a twig.
Yeah. But he's a love interest / story arc / polyamorous, so you can have more than one lover with him.
Yeah. So if you're into polyamory, your best combination, just so you're aware, Astarion and Halcyon.
Yeah, in fact, when if you get with Halcyon, one of the things is if you get with Halcyon and you want to be with Astarion too, Astarion laughs at you and makes fun of it.
He makes fun of Halcyon.
Yeah. He's like, what's he say? He says something along the lines of like, he's like all like, all wood selfie, and then like he makes fun of Halcyon.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's Halcyon. He's a good guy. If you play the game and you decide to do it, there's only 2 ways to do it. I'm not gonna go into it, but you can get a follower that's drow named Mifara. She could be a love interest. There's a couple.
I don't have much to say about her.
There's a couple of returning characters that you can play story-wise to build their affinity, it's called. Build their affinity to you. But I don't think they could be love interests. And they're actually 2 characters from Baldur's Gate 2. Like, if you ever played back in the day Baldur's Gate 2, which I think we have Baldur's Gate 2.
We have it, and we played it a little bit.
But we didn't get too far into it.
No.
But Jaheira is from Baldur's Gate 2.
I knew that.
And you run into Jaheira, and you can actually have her in your party in Baldur's Gate 3. And then there's Minsk. Minsk, I think, is from Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah, I've heard people talking about that.
Yeah, I'm now currently on a quest to find Minsk. M-I-N-S-C, I think.
Yes.
Minsk. Whatever, but yeah. I'm on a quest to find him with Jaheira.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and he's another character from Baldur's Gate 2 that's in Baldur's Gate 3. There's Aasimars. There's Dragonborn. There's... I mean, these aren't all people that follow you, but there's a whole mess of characters in the game. Story. You go... it's not a Neverwinter game. There's been many Neverwinter. Baldur's Gate is its own city, but they talk about Waterdeep. They talk about Neverwinter. There's some hints of Neverwinter in there. You go to the Underdark. There's multiple D&D realms. Even the astral plane.
Yeah, of course they talk about Waterdeep, because that's where Gale's from.
Yeah. A lot of Forgotten Realms. Forgotten Realms is I guess you want to call it like a branch off of D&D. It's still D&D, but there's the Forgotten Realms, and there's a lot of talks of the Forgotten Realms era. Yeah. The genre. The storylines, the story areas, whatever you want to call it. But Baldur's Gate 3 has everything you can love about Dungeons and Dragons. And we've been addicted. I've been playing it anytime I get a chance. I've played it so much that I've gone to work sleep deprived. Yeah. Because I was playing it up until I had to leave to go to work. I will admit, there's been times where I've gotten to work and I'm like, oh.
It is very addictive.
I've had times where I've come home and instead of going to sleep, I'd go right to the Xbox and turn on Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Even today, I was looking at tablets so I could play Baldur's Gate in bed. The game is so addicting. No wonder it won Game of the Year.
Right.
It beat Hogwarts Legacy. Everyone was like, Hogwarts Legacy is going to be getting... No, Baldur's Gate just ran over it.
Well, a lot of people, it didn't win an award as this, but a lot of people are calling it the best game of all time.
Right, and here's my problem with Baldur's Gate. I only have one problem with Baldur's Gate. One problem. And I'm not even talking about the glitch that makes people look like they got a big wart on the side of their face. Like when they talk.
How about that one video, the love scene with Will?
Oh, when it was glitching, so they were just kind of rolling in the grass.
They were just rolling around side by side.
Yeah. Those are little glitches. I'm not worried about the glitches.
That was funny, though.
I'm not worried about those glitches.
If you're going into it excited to see that romantic scene between them, seeing them rolling around on the ground beside each other is not what you're looking for.
Nor was it when I saw Lizelle kissing the air.
Yeah.
She was puckering up, but the main character was 5 feet away from her, and she's like... But no, that's not my concern.
No.
I only have one major concern with Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to sound funny, is how good it is. Any game that is open world, any game that is going to be adventure, any slash and hack and slash, there is going to be no game coming out in the foreseeable future that is going to be able to hold a candle to what Baldur's Gate has done.
I can say this. They haven't said anything because it's, obviously too soon for them to even start planning it, really. But with how successful this one's been, I guarantee at some point, years from now, probably, there will be another one.
No, let's cross our fingers and stuff because, I know you're anxious for Fable.
Absolutely.
I'm anxious for Fable.
Yes.
But I'm going to be dead honest with you right now.
It's not going to hold up to this one.
It's not going to hold up to Baldur's Gate 3. Will it be a good game? It possibly can be because, we love Fable.
I'm
but it's not going to hold up to Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm eager for Fable, but I'm also, like, I'm going to give it a fair chance, but I'm also kind of like, Teresa's been in every single one of them.
Well, I'm not going into story. I'm not going into, like, that stuff. I'm talking about in general.
Okay.
In general, Fable 4. Fable 4 will not hold a candle to Baldur's Gate 3.
No.
Elder Scrolls 6, again, has potential to be the greatest Elder Scrolls game to come out. And I fear it's still not going to hold a candle to Baldur's Gate 3. There is so much that Baldur's Gate 3 and Larian Games have done right. And you know what's the sad part about this also is the fact that other developers have said this. They have come out and said that don't expect Baldur's Gate 3 to be the norm. They're like, this was a fluke. You're not going to get this again. They basically said this to us. So
Because they don't want to put out the work.
I think what it is all these AAA developers saw that Larian Games, small little company, put out such a great game, no DLCs, no pay to play. They put out the whole game, one shot, with just patches here and there, and they're like, holy shit, we're going to lose money. If we try to do that, we're going to lose money. Because most games today is you buy it, you pay $60, $70 for the game, and then you pay $10 to $15 for a DLC, and another DLC.
Because here's the fact about it, right? I love The Sims, and you know I love The Sims.
Oh, love is an understatement.
Yeah. I have well over 1,000 hours into The Sims 4.
Yeah, and we're talking about she has all of Sims 3, she used to have all of Sims 2, and most of Sims 4.
I have all but one expansion for The Sims 4.
Yeah.
Now, if this last patch for Baldur's Gate 3, if The Sims did something like that, it would be at least a $10 pack.
Right?
Yeah.
But
this was free.
Yep. So Larian Games, I mean, you guys knocked it out of the park. Baldur's Gate 3 is by far the greatest game I think ever made.
Yes.
We are addicted to it. Eventually, I hope to beat it.
I did have one issue, and it's not really their fault.
What's that?
All the troubles we went through to find me a computer that could even play it.
Well, that's because
stores weren't selling them, and you couldn't rent them.
Hold on, that's because we are broke jokes, and you need a top-of-the-line computer to play that game.
Yes, but if you don't have the money for top-of-the-line computers...
Like, we had to get you a computer with Ryzen 7 in it. That's, like, top tier. We had to get you Ryzen 7 to play this game. As a processor.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, you're playing it.
Yes.
And it's on PC, so you get the mods. I don't get mods. That's probably my other complaint. If I had to have a complaint, is they didn't put mods on it.
Yeah. Because you don't get to play as a goblin, or a changeling, or a satyr.
And I don't get to be level 20 at start, when the game itself only has up to level 12. Yeah.
I do have it. Right out of the intro.
Yeah.
I'm level 20.
Yeah, cheat. You're a cheating hoe! That's what you are, a cheating hoe! You trifling bitch, you're a cheating hoe!
I am not cheating as bad as some people do. Some people have it... there's a mod that sets all of your ability scores to 1,000. I don't have that.
What good is that? What are you going around flicking people to death? Die. Die. Die.
I did have it for a little bit, but then I was like, I didn't want everything to be one-hit kills.
You cast Fireball and you're going to blow up half of Faerun.
No, I don't think it affected...
At 1,000, it'd be like...
I don't think it affected Fireball, but it did set your Eldritch Blast to do, like, somewhere around 512 damage.
Yeah, seriously. You're knocking someone to dust. You're not knocking them back anymore. Yeah. You're going, oh yeah, and they're like...
So I did try it, but I didn't like that everything was one-hit kills. So I deleted that and got the level 20 mod.
Yeah, which, again, the game only lets you go up to level 12, naturally. So, with her mod, she goes up at 8 extra points, 8 extra levels. But, yeah, at least we know who the true gamer in the house is.
Oh, shut up. If you were playing on computer, you would play with the mods too.
I would play with mods. I wouldn't play with level mods because I do like the story, but I also like the challenge. The only mod I would get is like beautification and clothing.
I have those. Now, the reason why I do the level mod isn't so I can be uber powerful. I do it because there's abilities that I like.
Yeah.
And the level 20 mod allows me to go level 12 in one class and level 8 in another, which means that I can do max points for one and higher points for another. Like, I love the fact that fighters, when you're high level, you can do 3 hits per turn. But I also like rogues. I also like playing as a rogue or a ranger. And it's nice to be able to go to level 8 as a rogue or ranger and then max as a fighter, because then I get extra hits as my rogue or ranger.
Well, that's why I recast a lot of reclass most of my party.
Mm-hmm.
And I have them dual class with fighter. They all get fighter.
Yeah.
And then whatever their main one is. The reason why I give them fighters so they have the extra attacks.
Yeah, but that's why I like that mod.
I understand.
It's not because I'm trying to cheat and be super powerful.
Mm-hmm. Sure she is.
No, it's because I like...
She wants to be a strong hoe. Your hoe game is strong. But I digress. We've been talking a half hour, and there's still a lot to touch on this game.
Oh, boy.
We're not going to go into it, though. Guys, if you want an addiction, and you have Xbox Series X, S, or a PlayStation 5, or a PC that is top of the line.
Powerful enough.
The game of the year. It came out in 2003, but the game of 2003, the game that's going to be the game of the year 2004. like if they could, I don't know if it's possible, but they could win game of the year every year until something comes out better, which I don't know when, and I don't know how.
Well, let's be honest. People, like, Skyrim has even held up. It's outdated, but it's held up. People still love it. So
but I
this
think
one's
mods help
on...
Skyrim too, though.
Yeah, but so this one's going to be hanging on for a long time.
You know, let's hope, because I've only got like 30, 40 hours in, and I still got a lot of story to go. And then I already know that I'm going to do another game playthrough because I want to create another character, and I want to have a different romance, and I want to see a different story. So I'm going to be playing this game till the cows come home, literally.
Oh, yeah.
But that's all we got for today. That's Baldur's Gate 3, and that's what we've been doing. So if you don't hear from me and Dee, do a courtesy check. You know, give us a phone call or have the cops come knocking on our door to make sure we're still alive, because we're probably vegging playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, anything else you want to add about the game? Anything you want to say whatsoever before we cut this? No.
I think we covered almost everything I had to say.
The game is awesome. The game is beautiful. Story's great. The story's beautiful. It's Baldur's Gate 3, guys. If you have a chance, play it. But that's it for today. If you liked what you heard and you want to hear more, please give us a like, a follow, subscribe. It will help Lady D tremendously, because she gets a smile on her face every time we get views. If you want to help me out, then share it with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Hell, share it with your worst enemy, and that's a half hour, 45 minutes of their life they'll never get back. It's a win-win. But until next time, stay freaky, stay geeky, stay nerdy, stay dirty, and play Baldur's Gate 3. It's D&D for all you introverts out there. Peace!